all that is randomized, and plus the Dragon Lord, which they're going to be getting to. Well, in the vanilla version of the game, it has 130 hit points, and a standard Dragon Warrior randomizer, it's 150 to 165. But here in Chaos, it can be anywhere from 100 to 230. Plus, they can cast Sleep or Heal. And we'll get more into that as we go a little bit later here, but we are underway, and the 3 treasure chests in the throne room are going to have an herb, the Fighter's Ring, which will add 2 attack power, and the Magic Key. And it doesn't look as though there are any spells, so, well, other than Heal More, I should say. No return spell to get them on out. So the exploration will begin, and so will the taking out of the enemies, and Xarnax getting an excellent move, critical hit right off the bat onto a Wyvern. Oh, and it uses the Baby Breath that does give or take around 20 damage, and that is going to send Xarnax back to the start. Now, AzraelRavenheart is working on a Droll that is having a bit of a rough go early, and the Slime hitting on Xarnax for quite a bit. AzraelRavenheart using Heal More and not quite able to take out the Droll. And Xarnax falling to the Slime. Now, one of the enemies, one monster in the beginning 3 zones in the game, the zone around Tanagil Castle as well as the zones directly north, south, east, and west, is guaranteed to have 5 hit points or less. And it will also not attack very hard, so the less hit points that our players lose when a monster attacks, the more likely it is that it's that low hit point monster, affectionately known as the Wet Noodle. Now, the challenge is determining which of those 15 potential monsters it could be. So early on, it's pretty safe to say that we can rule out the Droll, the Slime, and maybe the Wyvern, although I don't believe that we saw the Wyvern attack as of yet. And it looks like it is 15 experience to get to level 2. And a little bit of a discussion in chat as far as the names that are entered. The first 4 characters of your name, well, they determine what little bonuses that you may get along the way, as it could either be strength and hit points, strength and agility, hit points and magic points, agility and magic points. And chat reminding me, as I'm trying to keep track of everything here, that yes, that because the Wyvern had taken 11 points of damage from that critical hit by Xarnax and still did not fall, that would not be that easy enemy. And we see that, yes, the Ghost has Dragon Lord Breath, which, as noted, does damage of anywhere between 64 and 72 hit points. Certainly a lot more than both of our runners have here in the early going. And Azrael falling to an Armored Knight. And we've got a Wizard that hits hard. Or at least hard enough to take out Xarnax. Azrael wandering to the east and gets preliminarily attacked by a Scorpion that casts Stop Spell. And there goes the Heal More strats. Now it's hitting for 3. And it ends up getting taken out. And Z-Man noting in chat, time to leave the nest. Well, yeah, we already have encountered 7 different enemies, and none of them seem to be the easy one here. And Azrael finding a town, and it is Rimmeldar. So a pretty close find to be able to get keys, but they need some gold to be able to do so. Azrael wandering around the town. I think it might behoove him to check the weapon and armor shop just to see what might be purchasable, kind of get an idea ahead of time. As Xarnax now finds Rimmeldar, and Xarnax is going to go ahead and check the shops. And a small shield for 10. Ooh, magic armor for 35 gold. I'm going to say, without having looked at too much else, I think that might early on be the Jim Perry sale of the century. And yes, a designer bamboo pole, a rather pricey bamboo pole that only gives 2 additional attack, as opposed to the magic armor, which is the second best armor in the game. It gives 24 defense points, and for every 4 steps that you take, well, you gain 1 hit point back towards your max. And Xarnax falling to the Dragon Lord Breath from the Ghost. And
so
we've
many
seen Ghost hit hard.
I was gonna say so many things with the baby's breath and the Dragon Lord's breath here so far.
Yeah, we've seen a wyvern. We've seen the Ghost with Dragon Lord Breath. There may have been one that I missed along the way.
Scorpions also had the baby breath.
Oh, okay. They had Stop Spell and the Baby Breath. All right, I did have a little bit of a computorial hiccup as that was going on AzraelRavenheart's side. And Azrael finding the Ghost hitting for max damage on the Dragon Lord Breath. Xarnax now wandering to the southeast and finds a slime. And gets taken out by it. So Azrael heading back into Rimmeldar, and now is going to go ahead and check that shop. And probably marveling at the diamond-encrusted bamboo pole for 14,000 plus gold. That's pretty much the antithesis of the sale of the century. It's like the rip-off of the century, I suppose. Now we've got a Wolf Lord that, has sleep. And hurt more! Oh, man.
10 gold shillings, says Wolf Lords will be in Sharlock later.
Oh, man. And those 10 gold shillings can get you a set of clothes. Oh, and then there's
and
a
warlocks,
warlock
yeah.
with baby breath as well. At least I'm presuming that that's who Smashy is referring to in chat. For all I know, he could be referring to me. So Azrael back at it with a droll. As Xarnax wandering to the plains southeast of Tandagel, and now a little more meandering and finding a stone man that attacks for 12 right off the bat. Oh, and Azrael takes out a droll for 21 and 147 and gets 2 levels off of it.
Well, not bad at all. Decent stats on the HP, MP, strength. Don't know what the spells are yet since he didn't check.
And Smashy noting in chat, oh, wow, that, yes, Hurtmore was one of the spells, and Azrael immediately going to save. It was a Droll that was killed that gave 21 experience and 147 gold. And as noted in chat, it looks as though that will be enough to get the magic armor and the small shield. And I believe a key, but not quite 2. And 203 to the next level, Smashy noting in chat.
Well, with any luck, that key could afford him some more gold in the treasury, which could get him some more keys.
Yeah, Azrael ending up only able to get 1 key off of this, so because the the keys in Rimmildar cost 53 gold apiece, so he would need 106 to get 2 of them, and he only has 104 left after the defensive shopping spree. So if you're Azrael here, you'll definitely want to go back to the castle, save the game, and then probably check the treasury to see if it's worthwhile, and if it isn't, or you can just go Hurtmore some things. That's also a possibility. And wow, a ghost taking a Hurtmore and still standing, and the second one takes it out for only 5 experience, but 158 gold. So Azrael going back in to buy some more keys.
Wow, 5 experience on those ghosts for 2 Hurtmores. Yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing a ghost farm.
Nope, not likely. So they'll get at least another 3 keys, I believe, and that'll get Azrael going. He'll be able to get back to Tanagel, check the treasury, open up the door in the back of Tanagel to see what is in the basement. So this opens up a few different possibilities. Ooh, as a slime takes out Xarnax here. And the Magician giving 54 and 25. And Azrael going to head on into the Tantagel Treasury, where we've got the Stones of Sunlight, one of the key items of the game. Also, a Dragon Scale that can add 2 defense to your total, the Cursed Belt, and a Torch. So no gold in the Treasury, so that might make gold grind to get a little bit more down the road a little bit of a challenge.
Hey, and we have Xarnax with a Kaishin no Ichigeki to get his Droll.
And does so about 3 minutes after Azrael. And Wizards giving a lot of gold and not much else. And Azrael going for the attack as... well, not much as he's run out of magic points. Xarnax, meanwhile, is going to purchase the magic armor and small shield as well. And Azrael's still going toe-to-toe with this slime. And Xarnax is going to Death Warp back to Tanagel Castle.
Well, it was a heck of a slap fight with the slime, at least. And we can see what our Rimmildar chest holds for us today.
It's going to be some bucks.
Oh, that's more keys at least. Oh,
Not
and
quite enough to
Magician.
get any kind of weapon, and oh man, Magicians with Dragonlord Breath.
It looks like everything has either Hurt More, Dragon Lord Breath, or Baby Breath, one of the three. And Empty Eye noting that that is a slow grind. Yeah, having to use 2 keys for the gold. That is a slow grind indeed.
Yeah, as far as weapons in the shop, as up to NG noting in chat, the only weapons that were in the shop were super duper pricey, as you had a club for 4,000, I believe 991 gold, and then the the second least effective weapon in the game, and then you had the bamboo pole, which only gives 2 additional attack power, but was available for the not so valuable price of 14,015 gold.
We got Axe Knights on AzraelRavenheart's side. Not given much experience, but taking quite a beating, and also will have Baby's Breath.
And Xarnax continuing to pick at the slime. I don't know, has Xarnax checked his spells? I mean, maybe he's going to go here to cast Heal More in a bit and then find out. And there, the realization of, oh, I have Hurt More.
Ooh, and a beefy slime.
A very beefy slime.
Oh, and only worth 9. Wow, so far we have not seen anything over 50. Maybe this Demon Knight will be it.
Oh, but a Demon Knight has Dragon Lord Breath as well.
Wow, painful enemies here.
So already by my count, that's 3 different enemies with Dragon Lord Breath and 3 with the Baby Breath.
I believe 1 with Hurt More.
Yeah, Wolf Lords with Hurt More and Sleep.
Ah, that's right. The Wolf Lords had the Wombo combo.
Yeah, one of the Wombo combos. Not quite as bad as the Sleep Dragon Lord Breath, but pretty close. And AzraelRavenheart heading into the basement of Tanager, and it is the Tablet Cave.
Oh, not a bad find. No enemies to be found here, and there is 1 chest. He doesn't have outside yet, though, so there's going to be about a minute-long walk to do this.
Well, as long as it's a worthwhile item, then it's definitely worth that walk. And that would certainly be a worthwhile item. Erdrick's sword. The best sword in the game. I think it's worth that long walk back. So now Azrael not having to worry about purchasing any weapons, as that gives 40 attack power in addition to your strength.
And that's one of the few times I've seen Tablet Cave be worth anything. Xarnax did pick up some keys, so maybe we'll see a treasury and a trip into the basement for him as well. And he'll be collecting his stone to sunlight along with the free dragon scale.
Oh, and the magicians have the Wombo combo.
Speaking of it.
Yep. And Xarnax putting on the dragon scale.
Yeah, we're just going to call that Mumbo number 5 there, I think.
For a brief moment, I thought about pulling up the Lou Vega song, but thought better of it.
And he is going to go ahead and check his cave, sees it's Tablet Cave, and of course he'll go and check the item since it is a free, easy item to check. So he'll be getting his sword here not too long from now. But yeah, starting off nice. I mean, magic armor, fighter's ring, dragon scale, so you're decked out with all the best gear you can buy other than a silver shield, and having Hurt More along with Erdrick's sword and Heal More to boot as well. So the only thing they're really going to be looking for here is going to be levels and the remaining items to let them into Sharlock.
Ooh, Magiwyverns with Sleep, and okay, Magiwyvern's going with the sleep run technique, and oh, Z-Man. Oh, goodness. Says AzraelRavenheart going to level 4 here at the 20-minute mark.
Not seeing any really good stats and no levels, and well, we do have a cave and a town. He almost went into that cave, but saw the town first.
And it's going to be Garenham. So another chance to do a little bit of shopping, see maybe if there's no shields at all, and you got all the weapons you need, and you already have the second best armor in the game, so Azrael should realize, no need to go to the shop.
Would have been a nice hand axe, though. And up to NG noting that they do also need Erdrick's armor, so that is also still on the board as well.
Of course, as we've got some big bucks, and a death necklace, and a cursed belt in Garenham. And yeah, magic armor for just 35 gold, whereas in the vanilla version of the game, it costs 7,700. Certainly no argument to that. And, well, we've got Swamp Cave North in the back of Garenham.
Seems Azrael was debating for a moment there on whether he wanted to take the trip or not. But I think he'll go check out this other cave that was near the town first. Hey, we have our first armored knight over by Tantagel.
Yeah, we saw that they caused a punch earlier, and okay, 85 and 253, so almost max gold for the affectionately known as AK-47s, as they're among the toughest enemies in the vanilla version of the game, but with all the stats randomized, they're only slightly easier to handle, it looks like.
And that is, so far, our highest experience gain we've seen with 85.
And Xarnax perhaps trying to look for more of them.
And not a bad idea to get a few levels in a little early on. Gives you a little bit of more HP, a little more MP to get exploration going. As Azrael runs into a ghost with the Dragon Lord breath.
As Xarnax gets the baby breath. Oh, and Wyverns have heal more. But he's able to take down the Wyvern for 161 and 65. And that's going to get him to level 4.
Oh, we have our new highest so far, 161 for the Wyverns. Still haven't seen what Warlocks or Ghosts can give us, though. Or the Wolf Lords, for that matter.
Well, Ghosts, I did see they gave 5 experience and 158 gold.
Oh, that's right, they did. Yeah, it took 2 Hurt Mores to give 5 experience.
And a Slime, not exactly very fruitful at 9 and 91. Oh, and a Ghost toasting AzraelRavenheart, and Xarnax gonna find out. I was gonna say gonna find out that the Ghosts aren't worth that much, but gets toasted himself before that happens.
Yeah, those Ghosts are definitely not something fun to play with. Even with Erdrick's armor, they wouldn't have the health right now to survive one of those.
Exactly, a little challenge early on, and AzraelRavenheart getting, well, taking a sneak attack from the Axe Knight, and another 10 and 61, and let's see what the Scorpion brings to the table. Xarnax going to try and punch it, hits it for 9. Ooh, and there's that baby breath again.
And speaking of which, Azrael just got taken out by the Axe Knight with Baby's Breath. Ooh, and that is a beefy Scorpion, but he doesn't land the stop spell, thankfully, so he does get another Hurt More on him. 84, yeah.
Scorpion. And that's going to get Xarnax to level 5.
Not a bad level.
Yeah, a couple of double-digit gains. And Azrael, not too far behind, is going to get to level 5. So Xarnax now going to purchase some herbs in Garenham. And Xarnax finds that the shop doesn't provide anything of use at the moment.
Wow, those Magic Wyverns, that ambush sleep attack, still haven't had a chance to see what those Magic Wyverns can do for you. So far, every time they've sleep and ran.
And we've got a Spectre that hits for 9. And Azrael's going to hurt more it. And a whole lot of not much.
Yeah, only 11 there. And I believe that's Garenham over there again, so apparently it's a nice big loop around there.
Xarnax, meanwhile, has picked up the Death Necklace and is finding out that, it is the Swamp Cave North behind Garenham.
Oh, we might get to see what Wizards will do for us, as they're not really punching for too hard anymore. And he does get it down. Oh, but only for 19. 207 gold, though.
And Xarnax going to take an early look at the Guardian of the Princess, and it's the Red Dragon.
Ooh, Fun Police. What a great Guardian to have there.
Well, let's see what they do here. A little bit of resistance to hurt more. It takes 1, and it's got Dragon Lord Breath.
Wow, yet another enemy with the Dragon Lord Breath.
The 4th so far in this seed. Azrael going for a little bit more exploration and trying to grind on these Wyverns, and that one's going to get him to level 6. 2 power, 10 speed, 2 hit points, 1 magic point, and another new spell. And it looks like stop spell.
Well, at least the speed was good. The rest of the stats were kind of eh. Stoneman going down easy with 1 swing of a sword for 132, though.
Those are going to be a good enemy to go for, and Azrael's going, all right, I'll stick around with those. And an excellent move, a Kaishin no Ichigeki. And it looks like it's going to be quite a bit to get to level 7.
And still finding those Magi Wyverns who are quick to run, so they must have very little strength on them. Seems possible that the Magi Wyverns, with as quick as they're running, might actually have been the Noodle Monster there.
And Magi Wyvern with a sleep and a runaway. Oh, and Demon Knights with Dragon Lord. Oh, that's right, we did know about that already.
Yeah, but it will definitely send Azrael back home yet again. So, still no information on what Demon Knights may give, as they've quickly Dragon Lord breathed them before they get a chance.
And Xarnax opting to hold off on Hurtmore and just whacks the Wyvern and gets another 161. And the Magician with Dragon Lord Breath. And that Wombo combo.
And almost stereo deaths here with Dragon Lord Breath, 1 from a Magician, 1 from a Ghost. Only 7 experience for Xarnax to get to level 6.
Yeah, 643 the total, and I believe it said 540 for Azrael.
Yeah, so that puts it at, let's see, 540 for Azrael, get him to about 1,600, so almost 1,000 between level 6 and 7, as we have our first Rogue Scorpion over here.
Well, the first one that's potentially killable anyway. And 197 along with 84, and that is definitely going to put Xarnax up to level 6. And 1679 for level 7.
And we have a Sharlock spotting from Azrael over on the southwestern area from Tantagel Castle. And Xarnax potentially going to see his Sharlock now as well.
That's still a little ways to go to get there, as Azrael trying to run away from the Demon Knight and gets roasted. A lot of swamp to traverse, but on the other side of it, we've got...
Okay, so that wasn't Garenham that looped around then. That was indeed another town. So this could be Cole or Cantlin, both of which, or even Hawksness at this point, would be great for both of them.
Oh, and another town in the northeast corner, and there's Hawksness, but Xarnax going to take a trip just to the northwest, and...
Oh, we have our first red
By a
slime.
red slime.
So far, all of our towns and caves, along with Sharlock, just kind of radiating around from Tantagel, and only 17 for that red slime.
Oh, man. And we've got Cole. So we're going to see... Oh, Xarnax's going to take a look, maybe see if we've got a silver shield. Just the small shield once again. And now in the Cole search spot, let's see what we've got. Erdrick's token.
We get our token at least.
Only the silver harp needing to be sought out for Xarnax.
And if I were Xarnax, I would definitely be taking a quick trip back to Hawksness, knowing that it can either be the flute or the armor at this point, as he does walk into Grave and nopes right back out of it.
And AzraelRavenheart going to get up to level 7.
And Xarnax does make a beeline for Hawksness, finds the Wolf Lord who has that sleep combo.
And Azrael takes out a Druid Lord that's going to get him to level 8. Just not even 20 seconds after hitting level 7.
Oh, and Wolf Lord's only for 16. So sleep and hurt more combo with only 16 experience, definitely not a fun thing to run into here.
And another level for Azrael. So levels coming in bunches here.
Oh, we get our first Wraith Knight.
Wraith Knights for 9 and 130.
Goes down easy with one swing of a sword, though. Ooh, we have our first Star Wyvern guarding the Hawksness spot. Not doing too much in physical damage, though.
Oh, but doing plenty enough there. Hitting for 29 and sending Xarnax back. The resistance, at least pretty potent, to hurt more.
Yeah, I stand corrected there. Star Wyvern must have hit a low roll with that 18 then. And we will get to see what our cave near Garenham was from Azrael finally, and the mountain cave looks like. Oh, but he has a red dragon in mountain cave.
Let's see if it can avoid the... Nope. Couldn't even get the words out of my mouth. Looking to see if it could avoid the Dragon Lord breath, and it didn't.
Yeah, looking pretty beefy. He hit him twice with the sword for about 60 damage, and it was still standing. And we have our first wolf sighting. There we go. Spotted sighting, same thing. Ooh, almost a wombo there with the sleep and high physical damage, though. So a lot of sleep around as well.
It's the fourth enemy that we've seen thus far with sleep.
Yeah, so far, looking at all of our enemies, between the Dragonlord Breath, the Hurt Moors, the Sleeps, the high physical damage, most of these enemies hiding in Sharlock would just be nasty, and wow, the stats on Azrael.
Gaining 2 levels there, up to level 11 here at just under the 35-minute mark. And now able to punch out a Droll for 52. Xarnax, I would imagine having trouble getting away from the Wolf Lords, as trying to take them out when they only give 16 experience, and that sleep and hurt more combo is a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, with the high susceptibility to the hurt more, it seems it's just easier at this point to hurt more and get them gone so that they can't sleep you again. And we do see Warlocks aren't too bad for experience.
46 and 246.
And plenty of them over here.
Friendly. So Azrael kind of quickly and quietly jumping out to about an 11, now 1,200 experience lead.
As both of our runners are exploring a similar area, and wow, the Wraith Knights with Dragonlord Breath as well.
Oh, man.
Oh, we have another cave spotted by Azrael. So far we have seen Mountain, Grave, Swamp, and Tablet, so we only have Vanilla Stones, the Staff of Rain Shrine, and the Jerk Cave, where we'll be able to pick up our Rainbow Drop once we have collected all the items.
And have we seen where Swamp South goes to? Or I mean, well, Swamp North obviously is the back of Garanham.
Oh, that's true. We haven't actually seen where Swamp South does connect to, so Swamp South could still be on the map and be one large continent.
Azrael taking out a Axe Knight for 10, and that's enough to get to level 12.
Well,
and
we have
found the Rainbow Drop Cave, more affectionately known as the Jerk Cave.
Yeah, we do have our Jerk Cave now. We have Xarnax quickly exiting right back out of Mountain Cave. I don't even think he knows that that's what that was yet. And apparently the Jerk Cave is not too far northwest of it, as we have another town being spotted by Azrael, and it is Cantlin.
The shopping mall of Alefgard.
So we have 3 shops, potentially where the Silver Shield can be hiding in, along with the coordinates, which he does have the ability to get, and can let us know if there is a world item, and gives us more options for locating either the flutes or the armor. And our first poltergeist sighting from Xarnax.
And hitting pretty hard. An excellent move, a Kaishin no Ichigeki. He's going to take down the poltergeist for 61 and 12.
And I believe that is Xarnax finding Cantlin now as well. And we have 36 north, 39 west. Well,
Small shields everywhere, it seems like. Small shields and magic armor. We've seen them in many a town thus far. Xarnax going to check. Oh, no shields there.
Cheap half plate, though.
Shield friendly, yeah. Half plate, I believe, for just 1 gold more than the magic armor.
Oh, and there's the silver shield.
118 gold, silver shield. I busted out the sounder early. That looks to be the Jim Perry sale of the century.
And Xarnax taking the scenic route. Looks like, yeah, he's going to go take a rest real quick before heading into the barrier tiles to restore his MP. And Azrael looks to be actually heading down towards that shop, so Azrael will be picking up his silver shield as well.
MTI noting in chat, not strictly required, but probably a good idea, as the silver shield is the best shield in the game, giving 20 defense points, as opposed to the small shield, which is only 4. So to quintuple your shield defense, yeah, I'd say it's not a bad idea. And another sleep run from the Magiwyvern. Xarnax noting the coordinates.
And looks like he's gonna Death Warp back, and potentially we could see him walk it out here. It looks like Azrael is potentially gonna be checking. Yeah, he's heading straight for the Swamp Cave. So we're gonna either see a possible princess rescue or see what's on the other side of the swamp. And Xarnax does appear to be counting here.
Which should be interesting considering that we haven't seen much to the west. And that red dragon with the Dragon Lord breath.
Yeah, but at this
Not
level,
afraid to use it.
at this level, Azrael does have enough to survive a hit from it, though. Speaking of breath,
Try the sleep strat. Okay.
well, he did manage to get it to sleep. The Warlock's having baby's breath, but easily dealt with by Xarnax. Oof, and that is a beefy red dragon.
Oh, and unless it's on this edge here, we may have some trouble as the Dragon Lord, the Dragon Lord breath taking out Azrael. And 141 and 14 for the Drakema.
Well, he does see some land on the other side, so he can place himself a marker there to further his walking ability.
Provided there's a way to get around.
Oh, and Drakema's taking him down with a good 24 hit. I believe that is our first spotting there.
Oh, Drakema's doing pretty good on experience. Xarnax took one out a little bit earlier that had 141 experience and 14 gold.
Ah, okay. So yeah, I think either Xarnax is going to potentially go for another chance at the princess, or he does remember where he had counted last and did set a marker there for that last spot.
So a couple of different possibilities.
And Azrael will be finding his Hawksness here in just a moment. He is actually fairly healthy enough to attempt this. He says nope, though.
I'm going to do a little more exploration instead.
Well, he'll be finding coal where he'll get his token, and may actually see some grave exploration to see if we can find our silver harp.
So about a 12-minute differential from when Xarnax had found the token to when Azrael had.
With Azrael finding that token, that does, along with Hawksness, that does take away any exploration advantage that Xarnax had at this point. But as Xarnax is willing to count out the steps needed for picking up the world item, if Hawksness turns up empty, or turns up the Fairy's Flute, and Xarnax can pick up the armor, this could actually be really beneficial for him here, as he does run into a metal slime far north of the castle.
And Azrael going to confront that Star Wyvern.
Metal slimes with 139, not too bad. It's going to be a bit of a slow death for this Wyvern here. Or Star Wyvern, rather. And it is walkable to get to the other side, so if he did save that count... Ooh, but he's blocked by mountains.
So perhaps Xarnax realizing, maybe it might not be a good idea there. And 40 and 19, and Erdrick's armor is in Hawksness.
And that was a rough Star Wyvern fight, too, as the Metal Scorpion not allowing Xarnax to get away, and we'll send him back home. So that means that our world item is going to be the Fairy's Flute, as it is the last item available to be picked up from a search spot, and we do know it's there since we did have coordinates. So at this point, Azrael is only going to be looking for that silver harp, which we have 5 chests in the mountain cave and 5 chests in Garen's grave, neither of which have been checked for even one of the chests yet. Azrael did attempt it, but got sent back home by a red dragon.
And then also there's the Vanilla Stones of Sunlight cave.
Oh, this is true. There is still that. And he does see it's a grave, and he's going to go check at least the first 3 chests. We may see him dive deeper.
Well, it depends on what is there, but first a Wolf Lord that has been pretty pesky throughout this seed thus far. Although a lot of the enemies have been pesky. But, 1 hurt more takes it out for 16 and 53. So we've got big bucks, we've got a silver harp. And is Azrael even going to check the other one? He's apparently going to keep me in suspense.
It looks like he's trying to check to make sure he has everything here. And nope, he's just going to nope out of there.
No.
He sees he has everything he could ever need. He's not even going to bother with it.
And it is a huge advantage, but now Xarnax getting up to level 7.
It looks like he's heading back down towards the Sharlock Hawksnest area, so he may be going after the Hawksnest item here. And if he does, he will be very happy to have done so, and potentially wishing he had made more attempts at it before.
Oh, got the 2 levels on that, as Lord of the Synth pointing out in chat. Yeah, the differential in levels between 7 and 8 were extremely close.
And he has closed the experience gap a little bit here, as he was a little over 1,200 behind, and now only at about 800 behind, as that does increase a little with Azrael getting a Drakima down.
Well, Azrael kind of doing a Roman grind in a sense, and yeah, 400 experience, a lot of leveling. It's a minimal margin from 7 to 12, maybe about a little less than 600 experience.
And that'll get Xarnax another level as he takes down another metal slime. And we have Breckenary, so our last town has been found.
All right, Breckenary. Good old 6 town. The cheapest inn in the game at 6 gold, and it's the place to go if you get cursed. And I'm giving it the respect and love that nobody else gives. Most people are, it's just Breckenary.
And we have a new cave over here. This could be our Staff of Rain cave, and it is. So Azrael will pick up his Staff of Rain, and he knows where the Jerk cave is already as well. And unfortunately, Xarnax taking a death to the Star Wyvern, who is still hitting rather hard for all the defense he has.
So this is now a pretty notable advantage here for Azrael, as not only the experience and leveling lead, but now also the exploration lead in having these pretty much everything except for the rainbow drop.
Wow, and that 11 experience from a Spectre will be enough to get him a level. Not too much in that level, though. The 7 HP is nice, but everything else was only 1s and 2s.
Ooh, and Xarnax lucking out there. The Demon Knight not hitting the Dragon Lord breath and only having roughly 60, mid 60 to upper 60 hit points. Could have been taken out with one shot there.
And so far, we haven't seen any enemies that are particularly close to 200 experience for the level grind, if there is one needed, with Wyverns being the most at 161 so far.
Well, we did have a Rogue Scorpion with 197, but it was pretty tough to take down.
Oh, that's right, we did. There was a Rogue Scorpion. Xarnax will hit level 10 or potentially more here.
And
yep,
does go up to 11.
As Azrael will be picking up his rainbow drop here. So aside from leveling, Azrael is all set to go.
Indeed, the mountain cave looks to not be needed.
Yeah, mountain cave not necessary, and a large portion of the grave not necessary either. And
yeah, didn't even bother with the third chest that was right there. But they're there to complete the race as quickly as possible, not answer my completionist questions of what was where. So 129 attack power at level 13. So definitely a couple more levels going to be needed. And Xarnax working on the Star Wyvern, guarding what we know is Erdrick's armor. And Azrael has found the Stone Men and is walking the desert to try to one-shot them.
yeah, it seems that'll definitely be the spot to be, especially currently as Repel does not repel those. And Xarnax does get his Star Wyvern down.
So a little over a 7-minute gap between when Azrael grabbed the armor and when Xarnax did. And Azrael has seemed to have found the efficient grinding spot. As now getting to level 12 is Xarnax. But I think there's the difference. I don't know if Xarnax has attempted to punch out the Stone Men. So all Azrael's had to do is take a swipe and was able to knock it down more quickly, as opposed to Xarnax, who's been using the Hurtmore spell.
And Xarnax will be...
maybe the difference of about a second or two, but those add up.
Oh yeah, definitely. And Xarnax will be getting his Silver Harp, so he just needs to find his Staff of Rain Shrine and head back to the Jerk Cave, and he'll be all set to start the grind as well.
And Xarnax checking all the items and realizing, that isn't needed either.
Yep, no love for that last chest. The only thing that potentially could be useful is we haven't seen golems yet, but we know the fairy flute is on the world, so even checking a chest for that would not be useful.
But now, as noted in chat by ETAP, the Stone Men starting to run away.
That can definitely significantly slow your grind down when the thing you're grinding on runs from you each time. And speaking of a golem, oh! Well, I think Azrael just found his new grind spot with 245 from the golems and 252 in gold.
Not that there's much needed for the gold at this point with all the best equipment money can buy, but yeah, that is without question our most fruitful experience-giving enemy in this seed. Just 10 experience off of the max of 255.
And this hero running in the desert right now, so that Repel almost kind of not working to his advantage there. And apparently golems are not too plentiful.
And a Stone Man running, and Golden running as
Oh.
well. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's rough. The best enemy that you can find for experience, and it runs away from you, and also will breathe fire. Thankfully, only baby breath, however. And we get our first green dragon spotting by Xarnax. Ooh, for only 8.
Experience. That will probably be our last intended encounter with a green dragon.
And I believe this will be Xarnax finding his Staff of Rain cave now. So Xarnax just needs to make a beeline back to the Jerk Cave and then start his grind.
So all told, Xarnax has been pretty much keeping pace and is roughly 7 minutes behind Azrael in terms of finding those items. Give or take, it's been about 6, 7, or 8 minutes between finding the armor, the silver harp, and the Staff of Rain.
Now, so far, this has actually been a fairly close race, and for everybody who's just now joining us, just to give a quick recap, as far as where everything was found, we had Erdrick's sword found in the basement of Tantagel, which happened to be Tablet Cave. We had the silver harp, which was found in the middle chest on the top level of Garen's grave. We had the stones of sunlight, which were found in the Tantagel treasury. We had the token, which was found in Cole. And then we had Erdrick's armor, which was located in Hawksness.
And Xarnax is now going to go and get the drop. And is a little over 6 minutes behind in terms of getting the rainbow drop. So now it's just a matter of who can grind more efficiently. And, well, then, of course, there's the equalizer that is Charlotte Castle.
Yeah, so far, I mean, overall, even with all the enemies that have had either sleep combos, baby's breath, dragon's breath, the seed itself, other than that rough start, hasn't been too bad. Everything's been pretty quick and easy to find.
Oh, DJ Weez, to answer your question in chat, the Princess Guardian was a red dragon that had a high amount of hit points and Dragon Lord 2 breath, and they both noped out of it. And once they went to Hawksness and found the armor and determined that the overworld search spot was, in fact, the fairy flute, they didn't even bother.
And Xarnax giving us a peek at Charlock.
For the first time. And they hit hard.
And they take a hard hit, too. That's already 1 hurt more. Ooh, but 238, the reward's not too bad.
So Azrael realizing it's going to be quite a laborious effort, but certainly worth it. 238. Knowing that there's no need to take any kind of a dive down to see what's in the Charlock treasury. Because they already have the fighter's ring, they have the death necklace.
Ooh, Goldman.
The hit points aren't even the hit points aren't even close to consideration on that. Now we see a Goldman for the first time.
Wow, Goldman taking a walloping and plenty of HP to go. Yeah, Goldmen are definitely going to be a tough one to deal with on the way down, with having at least 100 HP. And Skeletons also taking quite a beating. So we thought the enemies outside were rough. These ones just have a ton of HP, and in the case of the Skeletons and Drake, he's hurt for quite a bit as well.
And there's the red dragons.
Yeah, and
Xarnax is gonna get to level 13.
So yeah, we do have those red dragons with Dragon Lord 2 breath in Charlock as well, and they were quite beefy in the health department as well.
You can see quite a bit to get from level 13 to 14 as Azrael with a little over a 2,000 experience lead, and they're both at the same level. 153 and 33 on the Red Dragon. And now Xarnax is going to make his way into Sharlock.
I mean, it's not a bad option there. With everything outside not being all that fruitful aside from the golems, with the experience they were giving.
And they were doing a lot of running.
Yeah, the golems and the stonemen, which were given decent experience, both doing quite a bit of running.
Oh, and we've got the Demon Knights that have the Dragon Lord 2 breath. None of them have been killed as of yet. Oh, and the Drakey putting a hurtin' on Azrael, who was out of resources.
Xarnax
go back.
Xarnax does land the hurt more on that Demon Knight, but then runs instantly right after being hit with it.
Ooh, and another 1,000 to go to get to level 14. So 6,544 is the target total. So Xarnax going to have to double his current experience and then some just to get to level 14. And he'll find out that unfortunate news as he falls to a Drakey. Yeah, 3,427 in addition to the 3,117 he already has.
Well, everybody get your popcorn out. Our HP count's not looking too bad so far, but the MP, at least anyway, is looking kind of low. Haven't seen a stat check for strength or defense yet, though.
Strength, I believe, should be 87. Because when I last saw Azrael check his stats, there was 129 attack power. So 87 strength plus the 40 attack points on the Erdrick sword plus the 2 for the fighter's ring. That gets you up to the 129. So that would only do a damage range of 7 to 14 on Dragon Lord 2. And Azrael working on this Demon Knight. And there is the Dragon Lord breath. Oh, he's going to go for a YOLO hurt more, and it doesn't pay off. And another DL2 breath sends Azrael out of Sharlock and back to Tantagel.
Yep. And Xarnax exploring around, trying to see if he can find a zone that has maybe a more fruitful enemy to kill.
And with the casting of Repel, you have to wonder if Xarnax is perhaps looking for something like a Stone Man.
Well, we do get a werewolf.
Werewolves can do.
143, not bad.
Okay. And Azrael's going to try at one of those Magiwyverns.
He's going to get breathed on a bit here.
Oh, he gets slept and not quite wrecked.
Oh, we get our first Magiwyvern down. And the bare minimum of 4, wow. Yeah, I guess They'll be happy to let those run away from him now.
Yeah, that mystery is solved, and they're okay with it.
Oof, and Azrael runs instantly into a red dragon, which roasts him.
Well, Xarnax was looking into a cave and opted against it. Just trying for somewhere, anywhere to be able to find a grind spot.
Now, the good news is, at least with those red dragons being susceptible to sleep, they are easy to run away from. But with this low MP count so far, you don't want to use all your MP sleeping the red dragons to be able to get away.
Oh, okay. I was thinking maybe he was looking into the mountain cave because it hasn't yet been explored. So maybe, perhaps looking for where to grind. 132 and 45 for a skeleton.
Yeah, it seems he's just putting on the rappel and then wandering the zones, hoping for some of the higher hitting enemies to appear to see if they have better experience.
But that's the thing. The higher, I mean, because the repel spell is based off of the vanilla statistics. So if they're looking for something that's a little bit higher, like a Star Wyvern or a Wizard or an Axe Knight or a Blue Dragon, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be the most beneficial in terms of experience.
True, but so far everything that we've found hasn't that's easily able to be repelled or ran away from typically in a normal game hasn't been all that great either, with the exception to Stoneman and the Wyverns giving a hefty amount, and then those Rogue Scorpions, which we've only seen one of.
Oh, Xarnax is going into the swamp cave. I don't know if he's just looking to try to grind on the red dragons.
Well, he'll get a Kaishin no Ichigeki to start him off with, at least. And it does appear that he is going to go for a red dragon grind here, perhaps.
Well, if he keeps critting like that, it'll certainly... Wow, 119 crit, and it still doesn't take out the red dragon.
Wow, those are some beefy red dragons.
Azrael, meanwhile, just 40 experience away from level 14. So should be able to take care of it with this gold man.
And Azrael does finally get his level 14 with, wow, 14 power. No HP gain, though. Where's MTI at?
MTI loves those 0 HP gains. And McGrew noting in chat that he doesn't believe that this is a good grind spot, and I think the problem is there hasn't really been a good, let alone great grind spot in this seed.
Yeah, I mean, Sharlock is looking okay so long as you can run into the right enemy.
And I mean, so far, I mean, what have we seen? We've seen the Red Dragon, the Gold Man, the Skeleton, the Drakey. What am I forgetting? It's like trying to name the 7 dwarves. You always forget one. What else was there in that the first floor of Sharlock?
Let's see. You had the Goldmen, you had the Drakey, the Red Dragons, Skeletons.
And then the one that neither of us can recall.
Yeah, currently those are the only ones that come to mind.
And there's Empty Eye. Demon Knight, thank you, amazing Ampharos. Oh, 143 now with the attack power.
Well, the attack power is sitting in the right zone. MP and HP still kind of right now, though. And McGrew giving some spoilers here that Magidrakies only had 11 HP and gave 218 experience, but apparently do not exist in this seed.
They just didn't get the randomized shuffle, apparently.
That is true. That is one of the enemies that we haven't seen. We haven't seen Blue Dragons, Magidraki, and I don't believe we've seen the regular Knights, but we've seen the entire Wolf family, the entire Slime family, the Wyvern family, and the Wolf... I already said Wolf family, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I think the only things missing, at least by my count here, yeah, we haven't seen the Magidraki, the Metal Scorpion.
No, we did see a Metal Scorpion. There was one.
Oh, okay.
And I believe it sent Xarnax home, actually.
And level 15 for Azrael. Saw wolves. So I don't know. Wraith and Droll Magi I don't have any notes on, nor do I have any for a knight or a blue dragon. And Xarnax going to go back into Hawk's Nest and is going to run into the Star Wyvern, but that's probably going to be even less efficient of a grind as it only gives 40 experience per kill. And has a pretty high amount of hit points. And Azrael getting hit with the Dragon Lord Breath after avoiding a sleep. Drakeema's getting one shot for 141. And Xarnax unable to run away from a slime, at least on the first attempt. So I wonder if any of them will take the risk here to possibly make the dive down to Sherlock and perhaps see what that mini-boss is, as maybe that mini-boss might be a decent grind. And DW Edit, to answer your question in chat, it's a strength agility for the capital A, lowercase z. And Game Boy F9, it has been pretty good. It's been a slight lead throughout for Azrael. There is the experience advantage of about 2,600, and both of them have been looking for a grind spot and having certainly their challenges, to say the least, in doing so. Looks like over 100 HP at the moment, but not too terribly much. At the glance that I was able to give, the strength at this point is at 101. Yeah, because their attack is 143. And Xarnax has found the Golem, which has been very beneficial for 245 and 252. Pretty close to the max. And Xarnax is going to be combing the desert for golems. So Azrael now up to almost 8,000 experience. And is going to opt out. Yeah, the golem is a nice play. The challenge, though, is the golems have done their fair share of running as one runs away from Xarnax there. So if there's a way to keep the golem there and almost preliminarily blow the fairy flute, not that either of them have it, that's almost your best bet to try to keep those golems around. And Azrael is back into Sharlock and is going to make a run. Well, Xarnax able to get a golem to not run away there, and one-shots it with Hurt More and gets another 245. And the problem is, yeah, as ETAP notes in chat, the golems are running before Xarnax is able to get a turn. I did say preliminarily getting the fairy flute, but I said that tongue-in-cheek, as there's no way to blow the fairy flute before a battle with a golem. I mean, there is, but you'd just be wasting time. The sleep spell seems to be effective here, and Hurt More not quite as effective. This time around it works, and that's another 245. So, ever so slowly but surely, Xarnax is closing in on that gap using some sleep and Hurt More strats. And in this case, Xarnax going for just hurt. I guess knowing that it didn't have too terribly many, but it looks like it takes 2 hurt casts to be able to put it out. So now the gap has been closed to about 1830 in terms of experience, and a Drakey taking out Azrael. 887 to level 16. And level 14 for Xarnax. Pretty significant jumps from level 13 to 14, and pretty noted jump from 15 to 16, a little less than 2,000 total from 15 to 16, of which Azrael is a little more than halfway. And Azrael going to go back into Sharlock. With what I'm guessing is dive number 2, and probably going to fight his way down to see if he can get those remaining roughly 500 experience to get to level 16, and then be able to check things out from there. And Xarnax has found that Magiwyverns aren't worth a whole lot of anything. So Azrael in basement 1. So Xarnax doing a lot of wandering around, and I don't know if it's just because of the challenge of running away from some of the enemies, but taking a lot of time with various battles of wizards that give 19 experience, Magiwyverns that give 4. I mean, he doesn't realize the differential, which at this point is now back up to about 2,100 as he smashes a wyvern into 101 pieces. Maybe the wyvern's the way to go here. So Xarnax back into coal. Going to refresh the resources, now at level 15. And we see a knight only giving 20 experience and 157 gold. And Xarnax is going to head in probably to take a dive at this point. And there are those star wyverns. And the Drakema, if he's able to take it out, should get Azrael up to level 16. And does. Wow. No strength, no agility, 3 hit points, and 1 magic point. And Empty Eye is ecstatic in chat. Very rare that you get the double on that. Minimal, yeah, no gains in 2 of the 4 statistics. And Azrael is in basement 5 of Sharlock now with that last walk, although running into a Drakema. Getting a snipe. And another 141. So Xarnax here making the right play, although he may not realize it. If he's able to get down, he's going to have the same attack and defense as Azrael has 1 level higher. Xarnax trying to preserve some resources. Azrael now using a heal more on, because of a Drakey, as a Drakey is attacking for quite a bit. And now using a sleep strategy and is running away. Not going to bother with the treasury. But now only, I believe, 69 MP. So that's only 8 heal mores in the battle if he's even able to get there. Oh, and the red dragon with another Dragon Lord breath. Azrael going to put the dragon to sleep and is going to run away. And another herb use, and Azrael continuing that walk. Xarnax making his way through Sharlock as well, and the mini-boss is the Red Dragon. He's going to put him to sleep, can't run away from this one. Ooh, an attack for 39. Oh, and for 30, and oh, he's breathing the Dragon Lord breath, and oh, gets him the shot. For 153, that gets him to the 10,000 experience mark, but Xarnax is also on the basement of Sharlock. Both dueling with Star Wyverns almost in stereo. And Azrael is going to be the first to reach the Dragon Lord, and now let's see what chaos the Dragon Lord brings. 148 attacks, so it'll be a damage range of 12 to 24. But with only 8 heal mores, and wow! Dragon Lord 1 attacking for 62, and he dodges, and Azrael is going to fall to Dragon Lord 1, who hits like a Mack truck. So this opens the door for Xarnax to sneak in. No, Z-Man, I don't believe that Dragon Lord's first name is Richard. Xarnax now approaching the mini-boss. MTI, I definitely appreciate the Clerks reference in chat. His love for you is like a truck berserker. Red Dragons with heal more. Just as an added Stone Cold salute. All right, Xarnax saying no to the Dragon Lord's offer of half the world, and Xarnax is going to find out how hard he hits. Oh, a bit of a low roll of 49. He's going to give it another go, and oh, he hits him for 70, and Xarnax falls. Hoo boy. Well, Azrael taking out a werewolf for 143 and 11. And it looks like Azrael is going to grind up to level 17. Well, Azrael looks to have found a decent grinding spot here, but oh, he gets hit with that wombo combo by the Wraith Knight. Able to wake up and only hit it for 9 and 130. But quickly jumping out to just over 11,000 experience. And Xarnax not even going to bother with the Demon Knight. And here at the 90-minute mark, Azrael has gone up to level 17 with a gain of 23 MP. So it looks like Azrael is going to give it another go here at level 17. And AA in chat, Amazing Ampharos, noting that he thinks that those stat gains not quite enough. Certainly not bad analysis to provide. I mean, he is 3-0 in the tournament thus far. And my co-commentating partner and tracker and restreamer here, Reusation, asking who rolled this seed. I think that's a rhetorical question on his part. So Xarnax working in the swamp on trying to grind away at these stone men. As Azrael is back into Charlock. And don't forget, at the conclusion of this race, we are going to have the final determination of these seedings for the bracket stage of the tournament. We will have our 11 racers set. And we will find out who will start things off this coming week in the Scorpion Stepladder round, as I'm calling it, to get into the Erdrick 8. Because Erdrick's better than Elite. Take that, basketball. JJ Schmidt 77 noting in chat that he rolled a tourney seed, and that's why Captain Green 7 and Cajun 619 certainly could have imbibed for a while following that that seed. That gentleman's agreed draw that took a little over 3.5 hours. And now up to level 19 for Azrael. I don't know if Azrael got the chance to look at the stats. Nine, 5, 11, and 10. So I'm trying to keep track of everything. I believe that the strength is up to 160. So once he gets to Dragon Lord 2, they'll be attacking him for anywhere between 15 and 30 per strike. And Xarnax is going to get up to level 16. And he's going to cast Return. And perhaps prep for another dive. Oh, or maybe he's going to save. Okay. Or see how much it is to the next level. That's also a possibility. 2029. So 11,309 to level 17. And MDI ecstatic at that level 16 for Xarnax with the 0 power and 0 agility. And Azrael working on putting the red dragon to sleep and is going to try to punch it out. And wow, does so with an excellent move, that critical hit, that Kaisha no Ichigeki, smashing the dragon into 153 pieces. So 141, 114, 160, and 96 in terms of the defense. Well, he gets a hurt more off on him. And gets 2, so now is going to enter the Dragon Lord 2 fight. Oh, and he gets back attacked. And hit for 43 with only that 96 defense. But he hits him for 20. And a 25, up to 45 now. And another 26, it gets to 71. Down now to 5 heal mores. And a 17, that gets it to 88. So theoretically, the next strike could be the final one. 28, and oh, he has heal. So we know that it's a fairly low roll, and Azrael just punching on through. Just going back and forth. It's a matter of which one will be the last one. And there it is. AzraelRavenheart has defeated Dragon Lord 2 and is going to advance to the bracket stage of the tournament. He is our 11th and final winner. Ladies and gentlemen, get out your GGs for AzraelRavenheart, who is to finish this race with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 38 minutes, and 48 seconds. What a great job on the part of AzraelRavenheart, being able to just power through with that 160 attack and getting some pretty decent rolls, all but a few in the 20s, and was able to negate the casting and recasting of the heal spell by Dragon Lord 2, and was able to endure with a couple of heal mores left. ETAP noting in chat, expertly done, yes. So we'll see if in a moment here we can hear from our victor. Meanwhile, Xarnax heading back into the Swamp Cave and is going to try to grind some more on those red dragons. I believe what this means for the tournament is there will be a couple of lots drawn or coin flips, whatever the case may be, to determine a couple of seedings that were pretty even on. So even, in fact, that's why a tiebreaker is needed. But I'll get more on that from Game Boy F9, one of the administrators of the tournament. So Xarnax needing 971 to get to level 17.
And we are joined by AzraelRavenheart. GG.
Thank you, GG's to Xarnax. I'm sorry for everybody's like kind of mass panic there at the start when I was dealing with some computer tech issues getting everything set so that I could actually race tonight.
Oh, no worries. Better late than never. It built up the anticipation a little bit as it was the last of our seeds, the last of our qualifiers to get into the bracket tournament, which you have done. Congratulations. So you'll be moving on in the next couple of weeks here, and Game Boy will provide a little more info as to how everything is shaking out in terms of the seedings.
Yeah, I saw that. I believe with my victory, we're going to have 2 coin tosses for seeding, I believe.
Yes, the determination between 9 and 10, which I believe is Z-Man and a tie-dye guy, and then up at the top of the board, there will be one to determine 1 and 2 between Amazing Ampharos and McGrew.
All right. Yeah, that seed was interesting. Xarnax threw out a reseed at like 10 minutes. I had gotten 1 kill at that point, and had level 2 not had hurt more, I would have taken the reseed. But
interesting.
With the hurt more at 2 and 2 being pretty easy target, you needed 1 Droll, and you had the resources for it. You just had to reset because it usually would require your herb and your heal more. So,
well, funnily
yeah.
enough, after you'd gotten that kill right around the 10-minute mark to vault up to level 3, it was maybe about 3 minutes later that Xarnax had gotten that kill and that level up.
I'm glad to hear that, because he asked for the reseed. I had just gotten hurt more. I declined it because I didn't feel like the seed was overly troublesome at the start. I'm pretty, not too enthusiastic about ever reseeding on non-swamps. It's got to be really awful to actually reseed a non-swamp seed. Usually it's just about identifying your target and what method you need to kill them. Which is why, a large part why I don't take reseeds on normal starting looking seeds. But he threw out like a really, really premature GG. I was a little kind of aggravated, salty when he threw that out because I was only level 2.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it felt really it just felt weird to know that you're level 2 and you had just gotten your first kill. Your opponent asks for a reseed. You decline because you saw you got hurt more, and then your opponent just kind of throws out a premature GG. It's a player of Xarnax's caliber. He's super well known in all of the randomizer community. I very much respect his skill as a player across all the different games that he's involved in. So to see that was a little tilting, but you know, through the entire time I'm playing that seed, I was just in the back of my mind, I'm just like, I hope that this is closer than that super premature GG leads it up to be. And it does indeed look like it, as he was 16 when I finished the game. He shouldn't have too much difficulty, or yeah, I was like 18 or 19, but he shouldn't have too much difficulty actually getting down here and finishing in 1 or 2 more dives. So he managed to make it a good race, and you know, I'm happy to see that.
Yeah, no, it definitely was fairly even. I mean, you did have the advantage, and it was one of those where all throughout the seed, you maybe had about a 3 to 8 minute advantage just on various points, whether it was gaining levels, as there was a definitive experience advantage, despite the fact that there weren't a lot of enemies that gave a whole lot of experience.
Yeah, that was, I think, the worst EXP seed ever, and that just like kind of came back in my mind when I was thinking about, like, you know, hoping Xarnax makes it a close race. And as I'm like, I got everything so fast. Like, I went down, I got my keys, I went down to the basement of Tentagial. I'm like, cool, it's tablet, I get a free chest here. And then I open the sword, and I'm like, I don't deserve this. Like, this, no, not like this, but, you know, he caught up. The lack of EXP just kind of made me think, like, alright, he has plenty of time to catch up on all the exploration and everything once he gets going, because this grind is awful. And because I just happened to find everything perfectly, you know, I checked, what, like 2 chests in the grave and 0 in the mountain cave, and I was just like, if he got into, you know, mountain and found a trove of enemies worth EXP that he'll know to go back to, he could easily turn this entire the entire race around.
Well, yeah, as I'm looking here at the times of things, you pretty much found a majority of the things within about a 5-minute time frame, around the 43 to 48 minute mark. I mean, you had found Erdrick's token in coal, and then immediately went over, got to Hawk's Nest, took out the Star Wyvern, and it was maybe about a minute or so after getting the token, you'd gotten Erdrick's armor. Then proceeded to make your way over to Garen's grave, got the silver harp, and then maybe 2.5 minutes after that, you'd found where the Staff of Rain cave was, traded that in, and maybe another 2 minutes later, you'd gotten the rainbow drop. So it came together all pretty quickly, and pretty similarly, Xarnax had the same type of path, although he did find Erdrick's token in coal maybe about 12 minutes earlier than you had. But otherwise, I mean, it was maybe about 7 minutes after you had gotten the armor, he did. 6.5, almost 7 minutes after you had gotten the silver harp, he did. 7 minutes after you had gotten the Staff of Rain, he did. So, I mean, he followed the exact same path. It was just roughly 7 minutes behind.
Alright, yeah, so very good race overall the entire time. I'm super glad to hear that. And
Yeah,
I saw
ETAP
mention
blowout or anything.
Yeah, I saw ETAP mention that you know, Xarnax might have thrown that the premature GG out because he had forgotten hurt more against the slime. So if he was like right around, because he threw the reseed out as I got my first kill, and then I passed and he immediately said GG. So I don't know whether he had also already gotten that kill, or did you say he was behind me on first kill?
Correct. He was about 3 minutes behind you on first kill, and then once he had gotten that first kill and gone to level 3, he was still going toe-to-toe with an enemy and didn't realize that he had hurt more until he was low on hit points and went to cast heal more, and there was that maybe 3/4 of a second to a second pause of, oh, I have hurt more.
Son of
that almost, yeah,
I
exactly.
have the key.
Yeah, expletives galore in a very short time span, and then after the Healmore was off to the races on Hurtmore. But that's something that could have saved a minute or two just with that realization of, oh, Hurtmore was here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and that, as you said, it could have been a tilt factor. It's hard to say. Maybe we'll find out from him once he finishes up here. And Lord of the Synth asking in chat, will there be a bracket reveal after the draws for seeding? And yes, there will be. So we'll be able to see how the lineup goes. Now, the top 5 seeds will get a bye into the Erdrix 8, as I'm calling it, the quarterfinals in a sense of the tournament, and then seeds 6 through 11 will face off over the course of this week in the Scorpion Stepladder round to get into those quarterfinals.
Did Xarnax go to the second continent at all?
He did not.
Okay, I mean, as we now know, the only thing that might have been... No, there was nothing over there. We found every city on the main continent. Yeah,
maybe the Vanilla Sunlight Cave might have been over there, but that's about it.
Yeah, bonus cave. Yeah, everything was like just this tight little race course around the body of water that we started next to. And you could pretty much make an entire circle all the way around and catch literally everything. So that was one of the most interesting maps I think I've gotten to play in this tournament. And in Dragon Warrior Randomizer, period. The coordinates were tantalizing, and I kind of figured that they were roundabout near Cantlin, just like my last race, but I knew with the awkward direction I didn't want to count it, and I went to take a stab at the princess. It was like, oh, hi, Red Dragon, the worst enemy in the game, pretty much. Ooh, and Xarnax puts on the death necklace. I thought about it, but I was just like, I like my really solid HP, and I was a little lower on MP because I just felt I needed to burn sleeps on Red Dragons and Drakies to get away from it. Finally, that last Red Dragon Guardian, I finally got the first relevant crit of the entire game. I think I had like 4 or 5 criticals, and 4 of them were Kaishi no irrelevance. And then that last one on the Red Dragon, after I put it to sleep, I'm like, finally, it's about time one of these actually does something for me. And I guess this is not Xarnax's first fight, as he immediately dispatched of Dragon Lord 1 with the double Hurtmore.
I don't know if he had gotten... I think maybe he had one before, but this is his first time getting to Dragon Lord 2 as he threw up the stop spell right away. So he won't have to deal with the heal that Dragon Lord will be getting. So once he gets to that point of the fight, it'll, barring a data entry error, it'll be a free seed pretty much.
Game Boy's saying he attacked over and over. Jeez, like I had to hurt more DL1 twice. So for Xarnax to just chew through it with the swings, that's pretty good. But unless he mismenus to hurt more, I can't see Xarnax not getting it here. With the Death Necklace on, like I was wrecking Dragon Lord 2, and I didn't even have it on, so he's gonna have an even easier time than I did.
One blocked heal and a hit for 32, and Xarnax is going to finish up. So his cast and return going to make his way back to Tanagal. Get out your GGs for Xarnax, who is going to finish with an official SRL time of exactly 1 hour and 54 minutes. Nice even way to round things out. So I'm sure we'll be hearing from Xarnax in a moment. And that will also give time for our administrators to put things together as far as the tournament seeding for the bracket stage coming up starting this coming week. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. There will be 3 matches this coming week. The following week, there will be 4 matches for the quarterfinals, 2 for the finals, and then after that, there will be 2. One will be for the Chaos Championship, and the other will be for the 3rd place. So all that coming up over the course of the next few weeks here on the Randomania networks. As we'll give Xarnax a chance to get resituated here. We'll hope to have a chat with him in just a moment or so. Also want to let you know going on in the Randomania networks, well, we've got the return of the Pokemon Crystal Cinco Bingo Tournament. It's taking a hiatus today, but that should be back tomorrow. You can check that out on the schedule of Randomania.
Yep, and you'll see me in that on Thursday.
And, of course, how could I forget? I had a hunch that there would be, so the quarterfinals will actually be over the span of 2 weeks, as starting Friday, March 23rd, just a week and a half from now, all the way through Saturday, March 31st, it'll be the Randomania Marathon. A whole week, roughly 170 straight hours of streamed randomized games, including The Legend of Zelda, Dragon Warrior, including quite a few of its sequels, Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger, Mega Man, Super Mario Bros., Secret of Mana, and a whole bunch more. You can check out the full schedule at Hararo.org. I'll see if I can put that up in chat. Yep, there it is. I have the link in chat there, Hararo.org/randomania/2018. That is the way to check out the schedule coming up in a couple of weeks. And joining us here in chat, we have Xarnax. GG. Work on getting him situated a bit as far as the audio, and as we look to hear from Xarnax in just a moment here. We also want to let you know, well, to give our runners a follow here, of course. Xarnax42 and AzraelRavenheart both doing a fantastic job here in the race. Also, our one-man band, kind of like Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins. He's doing it all. He's got the commentary, the tracking, and the restreaming. None other than my co-commentating partner here, Rio Station, and I suppose you can give me a follow as well for On Burgundy. All of that going on here, and make sure to check out everything going on with the Randomania networks. And Xarnax, you here with us? Can you